shoot threes.
Yeah.
And they finished. My bad. They did a heave. So they're 9 for 45 from three, bro.
Okay.
9 for 45,
How does that make you feel?
nigga.
How does it make you feel? I mean, it's a genuine question.
You know what really bothers me about like having these conversations about the Lakers is that you'll say something that is just like blatantly obvious. Like it is blatantly obvious. And for people who don't know, I'm trying to stay calm. But the Lakers just lost to the Clippers. A Clippers team where Paul George had a terrible offensive game. Kawhi only played 21 minutes. Reggie Jackson was mid as well. And what's my man name?
Jonathan Wall.
I'm gonna speak positive about him in a second. But Norman Powell also played mid as well.
Okay.
Bunch of fucking mid. Robert Rocco couldn't make a shot either. Right? Like objectively speaking, if out of the two, what would continue, I would clearly say that the Clippers would look better moving forward. Right?
Hey man. Well, sure, I guess, but I know you've committed to not talking about him too much. But how was number 0?
Hold on, wait, Ash, wait.
What do you mean?
Before you fucking get me fucking going. The Lakers lost to the Clippers while they had a below average game. They did not play good at all. The Clippers were just bad, right? Especially in the minutes in which LeBron was off the floor, the Lakers offense looked terrible. The only thing that I can say positive about the Lakers is defensively, especially in the second half. I like the energy, the closing out. You know, I like that. I love it. Okay, so to the people out there who believe, especially to the fucking eye test fucks who sit there and say, "Oh, all y'all care about floor spacing and 3-point shooting and the nerds this and the nerds that," bro. It matters. You cannot run a lineup with terrible 3-point shooting. So the people who told me, let's just wait till Kendrick Nunn comes back. Oh, just wait till he comes back. Oh my goodness, just wait. Of course, he's not going to shoot 0 for 7 and 0 for 4 from 3 again. He's not going to shoot that bad. But Kendrick Nunn does not change the fact that the rest of the team shot terribly. Even if Kendrick Nunn went 4 for 4 from 3, the Lakers still would have been egregious from behind the arc. And the reason why is because this is not a 3-point shooting team. LeBron himself has openly admitted that it's not a 3-point shooting team. And the problem with that is that in today's NBA with defensive schemes, don't stop fucking telling me about what somebody did 10, 20, 30. Yo, LeBron and Wade, they did it. They figured it out. Stop telling me about what happened a decade ago. Defensive schemes are more complicated now. Teams already understand how to properly exploit bad 3-point shooting teams better now than they did back then. I was on fucking Player's Choice sitting there trying to explain to these dumb fucks about how, yeah, when you run lineups with Westbrook out there on the fucking floor, all the opposing team is going to do is just put the big on Westbrook. They did that tonight. Zubac was defending Westbrook.
How did Russ do today?
You're trying to get me out of here. Look. So yes, for people who don't know, Westbrook. He was
Low. Who do you think had
from a scale?
Who do you think was better today, Russ or Embiid? Who do you think was better?
Man, that's mid on top of mid, nigga.
Yeah, it is a mid off.
It's a mid off.
It's a mid off. I'm saying, who do you think were better today?
Westbrook, out of scale of 1 to 10, in a neutral being a 5, Westbrook was like a 4. He was slightly he was a slight negative. The defense was
0 for
there.
10 is a slight negative?
And I'm gonna explain to you.
0 for 11 actually.
0 for 11, yeah. The defense was there. The defense was not only there, but it made a noticeable impact on the team. You not only got 5 steals, but it slowed down their offense tremendously. They had 3 or 4 possessions where they couldn't even give the ball to Kawhi, so the game was still was still in the balance. It was I would rate it out of 1 out of a 10, with 5 being a neutral, a 4. The reason why it was still a negative though is that even when Westbrook would get the stops on one side of the floor, he would then go on the other side and miss the fucking shot. He would go get a stop and then go on the other side of the floor and be a fucking negative. And even if he didn't miss the shots, he was still a negative on the floor because he could not space out the floor, which allowed Zubac to just roam around and defend and help on LeBron on the wing. It just made it 10 times more difficult for him. That nigga Pat Bev also has to make his shots. Nigga shot 1 for 6. But in total, though, this is a non-shooting team. Because it's a non-shooting team, every look that both LeBron and AD get, I don't give a fuck how talented you think these niggas are. I don't care if you think they're a top 5, top 7, top 10, whatever you rank them as, wherever you got them as a duo, it is extraordinarily more difficult to be functional in an offensive setting when you have 3 other players on the court who cannot shoot threes. Extremely more difficult. And I don't know why y'all think that this nigga LeBron at his age can pull bullshit out his ass. I don't even know why y'all want this nigga to pull bullshit out his ass in year 20. Why do y'all want that? I don't know why Anthony, every time we talk about AD, oh my God, he might play like he's in a bubble. He shouldn't have to play at that level every single fucking night for them to pull out games, especially against a Clippers team that was horrible. And like I've been saying before, it does not fucking matter if they slightly improve defensively, especially if AD and LeBron are healthy and they get more effort. If they cannot score to a reasonable level, it's still going to be a fucking problem. It was a problem not last year, the year before that, when fucking Frank Vogel still was able to coach that team to the number 1 ranked defense, but they were a bottom 5 offensive unit. It was a problem then, it will be a problem this year. Again, I do not expect this nigga between Westbrook and Kendrick Nunn, they shot 0 for 18 from the field, which is ridiculous, and 0 for 10 from behind the arc, which is also ridiculous. I do not expect them to shoot that poorly. No. However, I do expect the Lakers to be one of the worst 3-point shooting teams in the league. I do expect it because they don't have any consistent shooters on this roster. They just don't.
How do you feel about Matt Ryan?
Matt Ryan, even if he got more minutes, the problem with playing player, and it's the other problem, is that there's too many players on the team that are just one way. So Matt Ryan, would he giving us better 3-point shooting? Sure. But can you play him down the stretch of a game where it's Paul George and fucking Kawhi closing the game out with John Wall and Reggie Jackson as bigger guards getting in the paint and getting what they want? No, you cannot play players like that down the stretch. It's the reason why, even though Westbrook was bricking shit, is the reason why he was trying to get him some minutes and eventually took him out, because you still have to defend. So
are you taking are you setting 2 firsts for Hield and Turner at this point?
No, because it's still it fixes our 3-point shooting, but it just makes us even worse defensively. Now, if Dennis Schroeder comes back and if he can play solid defense, then I would be more inclined to look at that. But from my opinion, it's still the Pirtle and Jay Rich trade, because we still got beat on the boards today. Do y'all know what the rebounding numbers were? I just want to know. Actually, let me just stop before we continue. Do y'all know what the rebounding numbers were tonight? Do y'all know what it was?
I do. You guys got out rebounded 58-38.
Yeah.
Do you have no self-respect, Lo?
No. It wasn't 58-30. What do you mean?
It was.
It was
48-30.
No, it was 58-30. It wasn't not.
Nigga,
I'm looking right.
the Clippers ended the night with 73 rebounds, bro.
What are you looking at, nigga?
Am I
That's a
bugging?
lot.
I don't think that's true.
73
rebounds.
Yeah,
73 crazy.
73 is an all-time
We
number.
cracked something in the
Low, you're
playoffs.
tweaking, bro.
Game 2.
Oh no, it wasn't. The numbers off. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Okay, I see what you're saying, Ash. I was about to say, why do you never look this way?
See,
Yeah,
I'm a
Zubac in the
Clippers fan.
graphic.
But
I
still,
was worried with Zubac
got
A
out
20
rebound.
rebound advantage is disgusting.
A
Bro,
20
Zubac-
rebound advantage, bro.
Zubac
a
had
tw-
17.
Yeah,
he had
when
17
Zubac was
alone,
off the court, I
and
was
he had
so
six.
scared.
He had six
Offensive.
offensive rebounds himself.
Do you miss him, Lo?
No.
Zubac was shit on the Lakers.
I'm just playing around, man. Listen.
58-38 differential on the board.
Hey, but listen, Lo. I got a couple of questions for you. I just these are genuine questions. You might be wondering why I'm a little mellow. All that anger from earlier took out all of my energy, so I'm just a little mellow right now. But moving forward, my man, how do you envision this season going? Because the Blazers will be solid, right? But we talking about this rebounding thing. This is versus the Clippers, who don't even have a. Minute he makes a move, getting ready to hedge at him. So as much as you Russ fans want this trade done, man, Lakers fans want it done a whole lot more. And with that said, Wes, before you come off mute, you bitch ass nigga, Jay, you can speak now. You heard me speak, man.
Carl Fieldstone, man, come get EG and Garrison Matthews off my Rockets, man. That's all I gotta say, man. I need some shooters, man. EG can shoot, man. He can play defense, man. Come pack that man up for a first round pick.
Bring
man.
me up thought.
Easy for a first round.
Fraud, and if you're down,
That's all I want.
Yeah, you should have never said this shit.
Me and my Rockets about to win.
I'm just to the people in here, bro. I'm trying my hardest not to lose my fucking mind. But yes, to the Westbrook fans, if y'all just want a bone throw at you, yes, I was impressed by the defense in which he played. But you can actively see once he got to stop.
Do you see these little things we do for Russ? We say, oh, well, he did this right. He did this right. Stop talking about him as a star. He's a role player.
But all I'm saying is after
these little minimalistic things, these borderline things he does well, and then these niggas want to come tell you he's not a role. That's what he is.
And let me say this before we pass it on. The thing that I think a lot of people don't understand, and this goes beyond fucking Westbrook, so this is not just a Westbrook thing. I think what people don't understand is that y'all just look at the fucking box score and y'all tell me how many points, rebounds, and assists he has. The reality is that Westbrook and many other people can have negative impacts on possessions in which they don't accumulate stats on. So that's the reason why, I'm sorry, I just don't care that much about fucking stats. Even in today's game, even with the numbers in which how poorly he shot, I can clearly identify that the defense that he was playing was slowing up the Clippers offense. So even in possession where he didn't get a steal, him playing quality defense still is impactful. But no, when Westbrook is out there, even in possessions where he doesn't touch the ball, offensively, he is still a negative because when you just watch the games, like when he's off ball, when you watch the games, you can clearly just see the opposing team's center or weakest defender just roam around, shrink the floor, shrink passing lanes, double team. Like just go watch go watch when Westbrook got the steal. And then go back on the other side of the floor and go look at how the offense was ran. The last 3 or 4 possessions in which Westbrook was playing, he was just an undeniable eyesore on the offensive end. Great effort defensively, and I applaud him for that. I truly do. I really do applaud him for that. But the reality is that when you're on a team, especially with already bad floor spacing, you just don't provide enough. But for tonight, the bad floor spacing is not just synonymous with Russ. That nigga Pat Bear shot 1 for 6. That nigga JTA shot 1 for 4. And the nigga that Laker fans, the delusional ones, not all, the delusional Laker fans who claim was going to be the season savior, not Trevor Ariza, not that season savior, but fucking Kendrick Nunn. He shot 0 for 4 from the field. I mean, from 3 and 0 for 7 from the field, bro. It's a non-spacing team. I know they're going to shoot slightly better, but even if they shoot better, it still does not remove the fact that the Lakers are going to move forward as one of the worst three-point shooting teams in the league, bro. Also, AD spends way too much fucking time on the perimeter, and shit pisses me off.
Does LeBron get any blame?
Oh yeah, the nigga was the nigga was he a couple of bad. He had a bad turnover, bad effort on the defensive end, but offensively, the reason why LeBron looked as bad as he did is because they kept shrinking the floor on him.
Right. At this point, like, everybody knows how I feel about Russ. No matter what, he will always be my guy. But this has reached Ben Simmons levels. And I'm not trying to troll. I'm not trying to be funny. Tonight is completely unacceptable. And in year 15, to not be able to do anything offensively from, like, have any contribution from a scoring standpoint in a game in year 15 is just completely unacceptable. I'm proud that he's taking pride in playing basketball on both ends of the court. I love it. Fact of the matter, though, is you can't, like, oh my gosh, bro, this is such a tough fucking night. I don't think I've seen a loss that, like, this bad, just a game this bad outside of, like, playoffs. This might be the worst game I've seen outside of the playoffs, Sam. But back to the point, when Bron, like, tried to hit him wide open for that three, and there's nobody near him, bro. Like, the Clippers are literally in the fucking paint. Not only does he not take the three, he doesn't step in and take the mid-range. He hesitates, lets Zubac make a half-ass closeout, and then tries to attack Zubac, doesn't get by him with enough of an angle to get up a shot, and then dribbles out to the corner with 7 seconds left to go on the clock. Just dribbles, nothing happens, and then he takes a terrible. It's just bad, bro. Like, and it's unfortunate. It's super unfortunate. I want to say don't overreact because this game is an anomaly even for him, but at the same time, it's like it's just too. It's happened too often, man. Too frequently. Yeah, you don't see 0 for 11s or anything like that, but just the negative impact offensively. They can't play without the ball in his hands. He's not effective. Doesn't bring much value at all without the ball in his hands. And I've known it his whole career, but tonight, just for that to be on display, because for him to do everything else well, and then that be the, like, what sunk the fucking ship tonight. It's just tough, bro. And fuck Kendrick Nunn. I'm not putting blame on any nigga who's getting paid $5 million, bro. Like, Russ is a $40 million player. He's not producing like a $40 million player, and it's unfortunate. It hurts to watch.
Were we expecting anything different when he got traded, though?
I wasn't expecting him to be, because he's still missing layups. he's still missing them. So that part, to be fair, to be honest with you, I am pretty surprised how consistently he is missing layups, to be honest with you. Kufito, I don't want to mispronounce people's names.
Yeah.
What you saying?
Genuinely, I was thinking about this. I was like, all right, the top 8 teams of both seeds, if Russ were to get traded and cut, would any of those teams even accept him as, like, a fucking player, as a roster spot?
No.
I've already said that if Russ does get cut, I don't think he's going. I don't think there is any playoff or legit contending team that is looking for his services.
This nigga might be a tank commander for fucking Victor by fucking January.
But the problem, and let me say this.
Yeah, that's not true.
But wait, but before we get too deep,
not about that. If you put the ball in his hands, it's a different level of
play.
Bro,
but no one wants the ball in his hands.
No, you're missing my point. You said he's a tank. Yeah.
Hey, he's about to be a tank commander.
All right, bro. I'm not gonna argue. It is what it is.
Wait, let me say this. The problem with you saying is that no, he's not. The problem is, like, yeah, what you're saying. Westbrook wouldn't go to like a title contending team or a playoff team that thinks that he can be the difference. But he's not so bad that he wouldn't aid the tanking teams in winning games as well.
But the tanking teams, I don't think want to win games. Like, what would you want to win games?
I guess, but that's my point. So for the people out there, also to the Westbrook fans out there, when niggas go on the timeline and they say that Westbrook might be out of the league, it's not that we're saying that he's so bad that he can't make a roster. It's that he's not good enough to be on the playoff teams. He's not a good enough fit to be on those teams. And also, he's too good to be on the tanking teams because he would more than likely provide a level of play that would translate into wins. That's the problem, is that he's not good enough for the whatchalls, and he's too good for the tanking teams. That is why people believe that there's a possibility if he gets traded that he could be out of the NBA, and not like forever, but like I don't really see any team anytime soon jumping at the opportunity to sign Westbrook, especially if he continues to have nights anywhere near close to tonight.
And he doesn't want to come off the bench, so like I don't even see the point.
Yeah, and then that too.
I don't know that helps a whole lot in this situation. And that's it. In this scenario, like people keep preaching this bench shit. That I don't think
but I'm
that
saying
helps.
maybe not for the Lakers, but what team wants him? Like
cool. Another team, fine. I'm talking about this. He's on the Lakers right now. Coming off the bench doesn't do much for the Lakers, and it doesn't do much for him either.
The same problem exists. With you, Wes. If that nigga Dennis Schroeder was healthy, that nigga might have to come off the bench.
I'm not denying that. I'm not saying he wouldn't have to. What I'm saying is it doesn't solve the problem.
No. It don't solve it, but there would be two guards that I would prefer to have starting over him, and I'd rather start those two guards and trying to run a 3-guard lineup like we did in opening night, because that shit was also disgusting.
Is there even a trade that they could do for Westbrook?
What do you, Lo? What are you gorillas talking about?
Oh my gosh! All right, Lemon, go ahead, go.
No answer. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah. With this game, I mean, yeah, it was just bad all around because like we just talked about, just getting killed on the glass and shooting threes when we know we're not even hitting them. Like this is just a badly constructed roster, honestly. And as much as we can blame players and all that, we can also have to put blame on the front office because this team is just not really constructed, to like win. Like it just doesn't like. The only thing it just doesn't make sense, like you said, like with AD, it's like a lot of times he settles for like pull-ups, like he faces up and then shoots a jump shot over somebody. But yeah, it just feels like we're just like, I don't know. It's early in the season, but it doesn't look good. That's all I really have to say.
I'm this is not me trying to bash you, but please stop saying it's early in the season. This Westbrook not being able to shoot threes, or the players on the roster being questionable 3-point shooters. We're saying this based off of their career level sample size, not the two games. So I understand what you're saying that maybe things could change around, but them shooting or not is not.
Oh yeah. The early season part, like I understand, like the shooting, like we're not a good shooting team in general. Like I mean, I understand. I'm not saying that. Like I'm not expecting Westbrook to turn to a 3-point shooter. I'm just saying, like I don't know, like so like we'll have to make some type of changes, but I don't know what changes we could really make.
I don't know. Yo, just press 2K.
Yo, bro, I don't know. I can't understand for the life of me why we do this every year, bro. Every single year in the offseason, it's like, oh my God, the Lakers were coming back. Like Anthony Davis is back. Russell Westbrook's on revenge season. And then it's the same thing every season. We come back at the beginning of the year. We're like, wow, the Lakers are terrible. And like people just can't get it through their head that they're always going to be bad until they make some big change. Every season, it's the same thing where we just all come back and then everyone's disappointed and they're like amazed that the Lakers still suck. And I just don't get it.
Yeah, it's pretty. I don't get it.
I mean, Lo, I got a solution to both our issues.
What's that?
I got a solution. How about
you tell LeBron there's a point guard out there in the Eastern Conference who he's on an unserious team, and he's looking to get on his fourth team in 4 years. So I mean, it you know,
nigga. Okay, LeBron.
you'll get a shooter. You'll get a shooter. You'll
nigga, stop, bro. LeBron's world.
I'm just trying to help.
I just have to say, bro. I woke up excited for this game, thinking we were gonna have something to do. Halfway through the game, I'm just sad.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what happens.
It's just it shouldn't be. I go upstairs for 10 minutes, come back, we down 15. It's just. And another thing, bro. Is this team worse than the 2018 team that LeBron had to carry? It might as well be because the team doesn't fit. It just, I don't know. And then in the offseason, can we make some actual moves instead of sitting here just getting our hopes up? Like all offseason, Kyrie, all that stuff. We just sat here all offseason and then no moves were made. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, y'all be easy, bro. I'm going to
Yeah,
sleep.
I'm about to wreck the line, nigga. This is so depressing. Yo, M Telly.
Oh, boo hoo.
Yeah, bro. Okay, so I watch y'all games and stuff. I ain't gonna lie, I just started watching at the end of the year when everybody started bashing Russ. I'm gonna come out and just say it. Russ is one of my favorite players. So I'm gonna just go ahead and say that. But the main thing that I really want to say is just watching the games this year, it's been really bad just because I'm really confused. Why are the Lakers shooting 45 threes a game? If even with anything bad that you want to say that happened in the game, I'm gonna put you on a different world. I understand they be saying they play 1980s basketball. All right, cool. Imagine if they shot 25 less threes. That game, it was a 4-point game. There was a time they got up in the game. Imagine if they just stopped shooting it when they knew they weren't going to hit it. What do you think happens then?
They still lose.
They still lose. I understand what you're saying. At the end of the day, they have to do it. But the problem is that the way that everything is structured, we can't There's no other way because the teams are going to defend them in a way in which that's the only thing they're going to give them is threes. So that's how they're just going to get defended.
Okay, so all right to come back on that. Now you watch the Clippers, you can say yeah, their shooting is better and stuff, right? I understand Russell and John Wall. They always get compared all the time and stuff. If you look at how John Wall was playing that game, I feel like that's more so how Russ should be moving on the court. Now, obviously, his finishing it only took a bad drop, kind of sad. But I feel like if he played more in the mid range and they just stopped telling him, because you can see he's uncomfortable out there. You can tell they're giving him the ball and they're telling him shoot the ball. I know that the coach literally was talking about they want him to be shooting corner three. Him and Patrick Beverly, they're not it. I don't care that Patrick Beverly shot 37% for his career. Then they can't shoot threes. If Russell stayed more in the mid-range spot, I've heard people say maybe he's staying in the dunker spot, but it is what it is. But I think if he just stayed more in the mid-range and they actually get him to actually try to shoot mid-range, more so how John Wall was doing, I actually think it would help him more offensively and be better for the overall team as well.
The personnel for the Lakers.
I get what you. Well, let me just say real quick. I get what you're saying, but they're being played different. John Wall is on a team with better floor spacers, better playmakers all around him. The only true playmaker that is around Russ is LeBron. The only other player outside of LeBron and Russ is AD that gets any type of attention. The rest of those players offensively are fairly one-dimensional, right? So if you are Wall, and excuse the echo, if you're Wall, you're on a team with players who are just way more dynamic offensively. Norman Powell can shoot and put the ball on the deck, create a zone. Can Crafty get to the basket? Same thing with Kawhi and Paul George, right? He's on teams with just more dynamic offensive pieces. And even if they can't do it, then they're at least quality three-point shooters. So when coming up, we just watch Wall this tonight. outside of AD dropping and giving him some mid-range shots, he just had way more like space to operate in. So to even to I've said this as well, like part of it is that Russ is probably struggling because he can't finish, but the other part of it is that also Westbrook doesn't just have enough. He doesn't have enough space to fully even operate when he's getting into the basket. So everything just closes up immediately, and they're forcing Westbrook at the last minute or LeBron at the last minute to just kick out into a non-shooter, which then makes the offense even more stagnant. So yes, in a theoretical sense, would it be nice if Westbrook took one step in to shoot a midi instead of a three? For sure, right? Like, but the reality is, like, just even just statistically speaking, even if Westbrook shot 10% better, like Westbrook shot 25%, he shot 30% from three last year. Even if he shot 40% from mid, it would still be just a better shot for him to shoot three. So Westbrook, even himself, is not a quality enough mid-range shooter. Even on open catch-and-shoot mid-range shots, he's still not good enough to justify him to be on the floor on his team. If he's going to be on a team with the ball in his hands, they have to give him better floor spacing, which the Lakers don't have. And then when there's moments when he doesn't have the ball in his hands, which is justifiably so because you're sharing the floor with both LeBron and AD, it's not only that he's like a negative, he's like literally unplayable. He shouldn't be on the fucking court. He just shouldn't be.
I feel where you're coming from.
KB, and then we're going to go back to LeBron's world, and then we're going to start funneling some new people in.
I'm not going to lie. You guys said, like, we watched the game in Discord, but, like, a lot of the problems have been, like, addressed in the space. I just want to bring up, like, the Clippers low-key. Like, PG might be the death of this team, bro. I'm not going to lie. Like, I feel like if he's not really, like, see the way he played this game was kind of just slow. He doesn't really have, like, that burst neither. And, like, his finishing was just, like, I know it's only one game, but it just looked kind of off. I don't know, man. I'm kind of, like, iffy about this. I'm kind of iffy about this team, to be honest, the Clippers. Like, they have the right pieces, but, like, if one of them just takes, like, a regress, if one of them regresses, I don't know how I feel about them, to be honest. And this depth that people keep talking about, like, on paper it looks nice, but in game I don't really see it like that. That's just me, though, to be honest. I don't really have anything to say about the Lakers. They're already a garbage team, so there's nothing really to say about them.
You know what's so crazy? The Lakers are such a bad team that you're getting to the point where it's even hard to gauge how good an opposing team looks.
Right? Yeah.
So I can't even, like, really gauge what the Clippers' defense really looked like tonight because it's just that easy to just defend the Lakers. But LeBron's world, let me hear what you guys say.
This is my last question. Like, if we were to do a trade or any type of move, what would be, like, the earliest we could actually do something that another team would want to? Nice.
Say it again.
What would be the earliest we could, like, actually make a move?
I think they said post-Thanksgiving.
Too fucking long.
Yeah, it might be. All right, let me start. If you get kicked out, no hard feelings. I'm just rotating people in, that's all. We're going to try to do this as quick as I possibly can.
Patrick Beverley's offensive initiation is just
that was also atrocious as well.
It's handicapped, bro. I'm not going to lie.
And
hey, I just want to say, I'm a Clippers fan. I think we're winning the ring no matter what.
I don't see you beating the Warriors in a 7-game series, to be honest. But
I ain't gonna lie. They look kind of sus tonight, but they got the win because it's the Lakers. But
I just got one quick question. Why is JTA shooting threes? That's the only thing I really want to know. Nobody's asked that question yet.
A lot of it has to do with what they're giving them, but I mean, he had a couple of cuts that I liked tonight, though. In all honesty, like he had a couple of cuts.
The thing is, he's so used to the Warriors. I don't mean to cut you up, but my bad. Go ahead, bro.
Honestly, I feel like a lot of people are really just holding out just to really go off on and spaz on the Lakers because, like, yeah, they played bad, but I feel like it only goes downhill from here, especially considering the size pause that they're going to have to play the next 5 games. So,
Yeah, that's true. But for GTA, like he literally like is used to like I don't want to bring this up as an excuse, but he probably used to like the Warriors system and just moving and cutting and stuff. But like the offense comparison to the Lakers and Warriors is so stagnant. It's just probably throwing him off right now, to be honest. But he's not that really good of a shooter anyway, so he was more of a cutter for the Warriors and just a guy who was initiated bit of the offense and DHOs and stuff like that. But yeah.
that's fair. And even for the Lakers, I mean, I think people talk about Buddy Hield. The Jakob Poeltl trade to me makes more sense. Even as a Spurs fan, I think I'm fine with moving off of Poeltl. But even then, even if I'm the Spurs, I guess we get picks and that's fair. But why? I guess is the only question I would ask for like a 2027 pick. I guess that's.
I mean, it's picks. I mean, that's a why. It's picks.
That's fair, but
Coach, Young Bull just went off. So go ahead and go, Young Bull. Anybody who hasn't talked yet, put your hand up so I can like know that you haven't talked.
You can drop me, by the way.
All right, bye.
It's only one man to blame for this shit. This motherfucker Rob Pelinka needs to be investigated and arrested. This dude, shout out to my man Jeremiah, Smart B-Ball Takes. This dude said the book to build the
by him to be on the floor on his team. If he's going to be on a team with the ball in his hands, they have to give him better floor spacing, which the Lakers don't have. And then when there's moments when he doesn't have the ball in his hands, which is justifiably so because you're sharing the floor with both LeBron and AD, it's not only that he's like a negative, he's like literally unplayable. He shouldn't be on the fucking court. He just shouldn't be.
I feel where you're coming from.
KB, and then we're gonna go back to LeBron's world, and then we're gonna start funneling some new people in.
I'm not gonna lie, you guys said like we watched the game in Discord, but like a lot of the problems have been like addressed in the space. I just want to bring up like the Clippers low key and like PG might be the death of this team, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like I feel like if he's not really like see the way he played this game was kind of just slow. He doesn't really have like that burst neither, and like his finishing was just like I know it's only one game, but it just looked kind of off. I don't know, man. I'm kind of like iffy about this. I'm kind of iffy about this team, to be honest. The Clippers, like they have the right pieces, but like if one of them just takes like a regress, if one of them regresses, I don't know how I feel about them, to be honest. And this depth that people keep talking about, like on paper it looks nice, but in game I don't really see it like that. That's just me though, to be honest. I don't really have anything to say about the Lakers. They're already a garbage team, so there's nothing really to say about them.
You know what's so crazy? The Lakers are such a bad team that they're getting to the point where it's even hard to gauge how good an opposing team looks.
Right? Yeah.
So I can't even like really gauge what the Clippers defense really looked like tonight because it's just that easy to just defend the Lakers. But LeBron's world, let me hear what you guys say.
This is my last question. Like, if we were to do a trade or any type of move, what would be like the earliest we could actually do something that another team would want to? Nice.
Say it again.
What would be the earliest we could like actually make a move?
I think they said post Thanksgiving.
Too fucking long.
Yeah, it might be. All right. Let me start. If you get kicked out, no hard feelings. I'm just rotating people in. That's all. We're gonna try to do this as quick as I possibly can.
Patrick Beverley's offensive initiation is just
that was also atrocious as well.
It's handicapped, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
And
hey, I just want to say I'm a Clippers fan. I think we're winning the ring no matter what.
I don't see you beating the Warriors in a 7-game series, to be honest. But
I ain't gonna lie. They look kind of sus tonight, but they got the win because of the Lakers. But
And I just got one quick question. Why is JTA shooting threes? That's the only thing I really want to know. Nobody's asked that question yet.
A lot of it has to do with what they're giving them, but I mean, he had a couple of cuts that I liked tonight, though. In all honesty, like he had a couple of cuts.
The thing is, he's so used to the Warriors. I don't mean to cut you off, but my bad. No, go ahead, bro.
Honestly, I feel like a lot of people are really just holding out, just to really go off on and spaz on the Lakers because, like, yeah, they played bad, but I feel like it only goes downhill from here, especially considering the size pause that they're going to have to play the next 5 games. So.
Yeah, that's true, but for GTA, like he literally like is used to like I don't want to bring this up as an excuse, but he's probably used to like the Warrior system and just moving and cutting and stuff. But like the offense comparison to the Lakers and Warriors is so stagnant, it's just probably throwing him off right now, to be honest. But he's not that really good of a shooter anyway, so he was more of a cutter for the Warriors and just a guy who was initiated bit of the offense and DHOs and stuff like that. But yeah.
That's fair, and even for the Lakers, I mean, I think people talk about Buddy Hield. The Jakob Poeltl trade to me makes more sense. Even as a Spurs fan, I think I'm fine with moving off of Poeltl. But even then, even if I'm the Spurs, I guess we get picks and that's fair. But why? I guess is the only question I would ask for like a 2027 pick. I guess that's.
I mean, it's picks. I mean, that's a why. It's picks.
That's fair. But
Coach, Young Bull just went off. So go ahead and go, Young Bull. Anybody who hasn't talked yet, put your hand up so I can like know that you haven't talked.
You can drop me, by the way.
All right, bye.
It's only one man to blame for this shit. This motherfucker Rob Pelinka needs to be investigated and arrested. This dude, shout out to my man Jeremiah, Smart B Ball Takes. This dude said the book to build the championship team around LeBron is to have shooting. If you look at every top 10 player in the league right now, they have systems built around them to succeed so that their team can make the finals and succeed. Except for LeBron. Why? Why is this dude Rob Pelinka sabotaging the last bit we have of LeBron James? I don't understand this nigga. Like, what the I don't give a fuck about 2027, 2029. You never gonna find another generational player like LeBron. I don't give a fuck if it was the 2040 pick. Trade that shit, nigga. Get some shooters around LeBron so you can bring LA another championship. What the fuck are you doing?
In 2029, when the Lakers are dog shit, you're gonna want that pick.
I don't give a fuck, nigga. I don't give a fuck. Trade that shit.
Oh my god. Sudi. Pause. That's not.
Hey, yo, nigga. Yo.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I've walked out of both of these games feeling a little higher on them because I came in thinking that there's going to be more than just shooting being the problem. But it's weird because they've played decently well defensively and they're generating decent shots on offense. But the problem is like you're effectively playing 4-on-5 when you have Russ out there because like everybody else is just like loading the paint and nobody's really guarding him. And then it's just weird because you're generating good shots, but you're generating them for bad shooters. So I guess I'm higher on them because it's like it seems like they have a system that could theoretically work if you put the right parts in it, but they don't have the right parts. So I would hope that they make a trade for maybe like Buddy Hield or something like that. I think that one would work more because if you get Miles Turner with it, you have a little bit more of like a floor spacing big and whatnot that maybe fits better in the offense. But it's weird. I'm not so low on them. I'm higher on them than I was coming in only because it looks like the system could theoretically work with the right parts.
I'm not even mad at the players, bro. Because we asking Westbrook to do things he's never done, be a spot up shooter. Like what the fuck? I'm not mad at Westbrook or none of this shit. We asking him to play roles as shooters, and they can't even fucking shoot. Like Rob Pelinka, what the fuck would you do this off season, dude?
Nah, his finishing ability is also abysmal too. But like, yeah, I guess.
Well, I mean, I somewhat agree with you saying that like the system works, but the quote unquote system working to me more so just feels like they're what you call it, like they just getting looks because they're bad 3-point shooting team. Like if you, I'm probably gonna upload a video on my second channel about this. And when you just rewatch him, bro, Zubac is just roaming against the Warriors. Draymond was just roaming. Like they it's yes, they're getting quality looks, like open looks, but they're still not good shots because they're bad shooters. Like the opposing team is defending them in a way to get those looks. Like that's when the opposing team when the ball gets swung around and it ends up in Westbrook's hands or whatever non-shooter hand, and it's out of the hands of LeBron and AD, the opposing team is like, oh, that's what we wanted to do. So in their mind, that's a successful defensive possession for them. So yes, that the team is getting open looks, but it's not necessarily a good thing because that's what the opposing team is defending them to get open looks on. So
I think that feels like that applied more in the Warriors game in particular because they started off the game and it damn near looked like they were playing zone. They had like Kevon Looney and Draymond and everybody else like packing the paint. So as soon as you drive like by the time you're at free throw territory, you're already getting triple teamed, right? So like that it didn't work there. This game was weird because they were getting like Zubac was killing them on the fucking boards, but he always kills this team for whatever reason. But like they were getting a couple of offensive rebounds that were turning into very quick shots. The problem is like that shot is bad for the player that's taking it, even though theoretically it's an open shot. So yeah, I agree. It's like what's the value in generating a good shot, quote unquote, if it's a bad shooter taking the shot? But also, I guess I'm just a little happier that they're generating any shots at all because I wasn't even sure they could do that coming into the season.
Yeah, that's all about design, like Lo said. Like, yeah, they're open, but that's on purpose because of the defense. But I mean, the only thing that's encouraging is like you said, the ball movement and like the defense tonight. But without shooting, I have no hope for this team.
I will agree. The defense is encouraging. I will agree with that. The defense is encouraging.
And the thing is, they genuinely look to me like a positive on the transition as well. Like you have fast players, guys who can run the break.
Now I ain't gonna lie, that nigga Patrick Beverly throwing Austin Reeves a lot. That nigga went nuts.
No, that's just no. But like a guy like Austin Reeves running the break, Lonnie Walker, like even though Russ's like finishing ability is like not the greatest anymore, he can still run the break to an extent of like just passing the ball to a cutter. Like LeBron, AD, like when they get on the break, it works. But just soon as the game slows down in terms of a half court, nothing's there to be honest. Like barely anything.
I agree. Hey, Coach D, let me hear for you.
Yo, y'all can hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, I couldn't find my AirPods. Y'all kind of touched on a lot of the things that I want to say, so it's kind of hard now. But I was having a conversation with a couple of my friends, and the main thing that they kept saying they're more so LeBron lovers than they are Lakers fans. So they was like, well, LeBron can will them to a playoff spot, and I'm like, with this team, the way it's constructed, they're like, yeah, and I'm like, it's easily 7 or 8 teams that's better than the Lakers right now with the way this roster is constructed in the West right now. And they like, no, it's not. And I just want to hear, like, do you all think that it's that many teams, if not more, than like the way this roster is? Because y'all touched on spacing. Russell's terrible. Like I mean, like he don't fit with this, but I just think it's bad. Like it doesn't look good at all. Like in no way. He on the court, it's a cluster. It's a clusterfuck. Like I mean, everything's bad.
I'll answer for you. Memphis, Minnesota, New Orleans, Warriors, Phoenix, Clippers,
Denver,
and Denver and Dallas. So that's 1, 2,
that's 8.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, 8.
And that's crazy. That's crazy that you all can say that off the top of your head. When I said the same thing, they like, well, the Denver just lost to the Jazz. I'm like, you basing this off one game, and I feel you, but in reality, you just got to look at Denver's roster and then look at the Lakers roster.
But did you even mention Portland or Minnesota?
No. He didn't even. I don't think he mentioned Minnesota, but Minnesota.
I did.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say Portland right now, but I'm just because I'm not just saying right now. But even Portland roster looks better than what the Lakers have to offer because after LeBron and AD, the brightest spot that you saw so far has been Lonnie Walker, and that's not bad. I mean, maybe he could take a step, but It's just terrible.
I
Like, it's just terrible.
genuinely think the Lakers have the worst 3 through 8 possibly in the entire league.
I'm 100% with you. It's bad. Like, it's not even close.
Like I think their 3 through 8 is comparable to like tanking teams. I don't think they have a quality third, fourth, fifth player like on their roster. Like depending on who knows what Lonnie Walker looks like, who knows what Pat Bev looks like. I don't know. But the other two teams that could prevent the Lakers from making the play-in, which I don't think is going to happen, is Portland and Sacramento. But those are the 8 teams that I named. Again, Memphis, Minnesota, New Orleans, Warriors, Phoenix, Clippers, Denver, Dallas. I think those 8 teams, I think they're just noticeably better teams.
Respectfully, low. I disagree with you on the 3 through 8 part, only because I feel like we have quality players. They just don't fit around our stars, and they don't fit. They just not shooters. Like, and what the man said about Westbrook, about like him being like sorry. Like, I want to say we gotta have shooting around Westbrook too. Like how is Westbrook gonna succeed without being able like have shooters around him?
So
like, I know Westbrook took a step back and he is the same like he was in OKC and everything, but like he needs shooters. He needs shooters too. And this shit is just depressing to watch. Like, it's just so clunky.
So real quick before you go to the next person, I understand that Westbrook needs space, but we all knew that going into this season. You could see it last season. And regardless, Russ is not the same Russ because what made Russ so dynamic was a lot of his finishing ability. Like, and he lost a lot of that. Like, he's not the same person. But regardless with that, like, why didn't I feel somebody said like you're gonna want that pick in 2029 when the Lakers terrible, and I think that's the main reason why they didn't make that trade with Buddy Hield and Miles Turner, because I think with them two and just taking off Russ, the team is so much better. And I don't know, maybe that's just my opinion because Russ has been so bad, but you just add a shooter around, you add a big. I mean, Damian Jones is coming off the bench. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I don't even know who the hell he is. Like, I'm not a Lakers fan though, but I'm just saying, like, I watched the game. Is he gonna play on any other team in the NBA? Like, besides this Lakers team? Like, will he legit play? Unless it's a tanking team? Like, will he touch
maybe a tanking, I don't know. But it's not like he wasn't in the league last year. He was in the league last year. So
but I'm saying, will he touch the court on if a team is...
He started for Sacramento.
He started. I must say, he didn't start, but he played quality minutes for Sacramento. I mean, to answer your question, I don't know, especially if you're removing tanking teams. But also, I don't think like Damian Jones is a quality enough player anyway. Like, I don't think I agree with you. Like, again, AD and LeBron, that's the 1 and 2. Who is the third, fourth, fifth, sixth best player on the team? And I truly believe if you start naming those players. If you want to say it's fucking after LeBron and AD, if you want to say it's Russ, Lonnie Walker, Pat Bev, and JTA,
Kendrick Nunn.
That's terrible.
That just sounds terrible aloud though. So I ain't going.
Yeah, that just sounds bad. That just and when Schroeder comes back, it might sound slightly better, but that just sounds bad. I truly believe. You can go to fucking some of these tanking teams and be like, yo, they have a fucking better, like, after the first and second player, the rest of them are better. Like, in Orlando, and you say Paolo and Wagner are the first and second, or whoever, right? After that, Wendell Carter Jr., T. Ross,
Jalen Suggs, Marco.
Depends how you feel about Suggs. Yeah, like those 3 players alone. Those 3 I just named: Carter, Wendell Carter, T. Ross, and Suggs. If they came on the Lakers, they would immediately be the third, fourth, and fifth best players, like immediately. And I think Orlando's probably should be looking to lose games. Let me go to Snuggles.
I don't think the Lakers can make the playoffs. That's just how I feel about it. But I had 2 questions, so I'm kind of like for like team blow it up, like just blow up the Lakers if they gonna keep Russ on the roster because they not trying to trade him, and we all saw the trade that they could have for Russ and 2 picks for Buddy Hield and Miles Turner, and I think someone else. I don't think that would like drastically fix everything, but it would be something. Like, so I just want to see LeBron compete So my question is like, how long until we can fairly just say blow it up if they're not trying to trade Russ? Like, cause what else are they gonna do? The roster not good. So that's my first question, and then after that, I'll say my second one.
Wait. You can say both of them. You can say
Okay, okay. The other one is, do y'all think LeBron is taking like a noticeable step back, or is this just like early in the season? Is he being slow like Joel Embiid? Is he old? Like, or do y'all think it's like he's taking another noticeable step back, and this is kind of like where he's at?
The LeBron question is kind of hard to see just because they did just play probably two of the top 5 defensive units in the NBA. So I don't know if it's like what LeBron is going to look like against well-coached, well-schemed defensive units on a roster with little spacing. Like this is like probably what LeBron's going to look like moving forward against those teams. But I do believe, I think because the next couple of games, depending on how you feel about what Rudy Gobert could look like and how good that defensive unit is going to be, but more than likely, we'll probably get a better answer out of it after the next couple of games. But I don't want to jump to the LeBron conclusion, because watching the games, I mean, it's undeniably clear like LeBron just had little to no spacing. He was getting doubled on his wing post up isolations. Like I don't want to assess LeBron too harshly right now against like some of the best defensive units while he's on a poorly spaced team. What was the first question again?
Should they blow it up, or like how long until like it makes sense to blow it up? Because the longer they wait to trade Russ, the worse he looks, the worse his trade value. So it's like,
oh well, trading Russ, I said do this shit last year.
That's what I'm saying. So should they just blow the shit up, or should they?
Up, unfortunately, is out of the question because LeBron is on the team. In any other situation, it will be a very, very clear assessment to make. Like, yeah, we might need to blow this up. But because LeBron is on the team, that's why.
If LeBron is on the team and you're not putting the right team around LeBron, you might as well blow the shit up because the shit ain't gonna work anyway.
I know, but because LeBron, because LeBron is on the team and he just signed an extension, that's the only reason why they're not blowing it up. But in any other circumstances, you're right. This is like a no-brainer. We fucked up. We ran out of options. We're at a dead end. The team legitimately can't make any more significant strides in improvement. Or even if you feel like your ceiling is a team with an addition of Buddy Hield and Miles Turner, or the Spurs package with Pirtle and Jay Rich, like even if you feel like that's the improvement, that may not be enough to justify keeping everything else intact, especially if you lose draft picks. So yeah, you're right. In a normal situation, you would just trade these players and blow it up. But because
trade AD or no?
I say trade AD as well. I don't think AD is a good enough player to be like the face of a franchise long term. And he kind of needs to be that as LeBron ages. But that's I said blow up everything last year as well. So that's me.
What could we even get for AD? Like that's another thing. Like
no, I think
he's so injury prone.
I still think there's a lot of teams who will bite on Anthony Davis, especially on a unit that has size, more defensive help, and is willing to load management him. I think there's several teams out there that wouldn't mind doing it. Destin Legacy.
Just my couple takeaways from this is it was still a bad game, but it was significantly better game than it was yesterday. But that's a fucking low bar to cross. The second quarter, beginning of the third quarter, I actually liked the defense that they were playing. It was, I don't know, a lot of people say that there's a lot of defensive liabilities on the team, which there are. But during that stretch, they were playing pretty decent defense. You even had fucking LeBron sitting in his chair at some points and guarding Kawhi Leonard, which was, I think there's like 3 or 4 players in the league that LeBron actually likes playing defense on, and Kawhi's one of them. Can he do it well throughout an entire game? No, but I don't think anyone's asking him to. I just think that he enjoys playing defense on his players. But other than that, I think Anthony Davis was on his way to having a productive game. Unfortunately, he got injured. I'm hoping that doesn't turn out to be anything too serious, especially because he was still in the game playing. But they should have pulled him out a lot faster than they actually fucking did. Then after that, I think I don't know. I hate to be just like Russ Lander or whatever, but even moving him to the second unit and letting him run with those guys, I think hurts a lot of other players, specifically Austin Reaves, because coming into this season, I feel like that was probably his natural spot to go into as Austin Reaves running the second unit, because I think if he's running the second unit and he's the primary ball handler and playmaker, then that second unit could be fine. But if you got to put Russ there when LeBron and AD aren't on the floor, then you're making Austin Reaves a spot-up shooter, which he's going to do that maybe once every 6 games. But other than that, I think that hurts his development. So, again, it doesn't make them a better ball team, like significantly, but really the only way forward is moving Russ and trying to find any defensive pieces and 3-point pieces that you can get from that. And that's just, my takeaways from this game, pretty much.
Say less. Look, guys, I'm depressed, so I can't keep talking about this. I'm depressed. I gotta wrap this up, bro, because this shit right here is fucking depressing the fuck out of me. I see y'all on the timeline. Thank y'all for coming out and listening. Spaces are recorded, so make sure you continue to listen up. And actually, before I leave, if you just type in hashtag low space, all the spaces should pop up. I gotta remember to keep doing that. But until next time, I'll see y'all later, man. I'm. Oh wait, good to see. Hold on.
Yo, Lo, you trying to watch the Denver game tomorrow on Discord? Maybe.
I might stream tomorrow. I don't know. Hey, yo, good. You came here to make fun of me?
Hello, I've come to concede, bro.
Oh wow! Whoa!
I'll never
Concede what?
I'll never ever go up on my guy though. But like, damn, my nigga, damn.
You know, it's crazy because it's not even really like it's his fault, but not.
He
that
played
much today.
great defense. I could give him that, but
Yeah, he did.
But I need you to knock down these shots. This game was within reach, bro. Like it was right there, and it just so happened none Beverly and Russ just can't hit a fucking shot to save their lives, bro. Like,
yeah, you conceding it? What you mean? What you mean?
Listen, I'm not. Nah, you know I'm not conceding like that. Like I'll never give up.
Nah. I need to know because you see the West tweet up top, because he came in here on the same time and he was like, man, that nigga sounded defeated. He's like, damn, bro.
Listen, I'm not giving up like West yet. West not even fully giving up yet. He just saying that so he could avoid the slander a little bit. Because you know, me and Wes are like, we're not his biggest defenders, but niggas know us as fans of his. So it's like, it's depressing, bro. But hopefully they get it right, man. Hopefully he starts like knocking these threes down, bro. He's never been a 3-point shooter, but god damn it, I just needed 2, just 2.
It's bad, man. It's bad. But all right, man. I'll see y'all niggas later on the timeline.
All right.